Look at this little insane little girl. I think this is a motley labyrinth, 100% het leopard. Possible het albino. Look at that. Look at that beauty. What's up, snake fans? Dave Palumbo here for Muscle Serpents Daily. And guess what? It's raining again here in Cape Coral. But it only kind of rains for an hour every day. And so I'm kind of cool with that. You can see the water on the floor, all the trees, all nice and watered. But today we're going to go in and we're going to talk about the Leopard Gene in Boas. You know, I'm not going to go completely in depth with it. We've done that probably a lot of times in the past. You can hear the thunder in the background. But we're going to talk about what the Leopard Gene does when it interacts with other genes and why the Leopard Gene should not be a recessive trait, but an incomplete dominant trait. I know I've talked about that ad infinitum, but it's super important that at this point in time, the Leopard Gene be reclassified. And we'll talk about that in the outro a little bit. Let's go in and take a look at some cool snakes. All right, guys, we're cleaning the tortoise enclosure out. Papa's hosing it out. These tortoises are so big now that they poop and they pee so much that this thing has got to be cleaned like way more regularly than normal. Before we can go 6 months with cleaning this thing. Now it's got to be done like once every month or even more frequently sometimes. So we're letting the sulcattas kind of just walk in the grass there and play around, get a little natural sunlight right now. And I'll tell you one thing, all the old stuff, the old bedding that was in their cage is great mulch. This tree has never grown better since we've been dumping this old coconut husk into the bedding around this tree. But you can see these guys get really big. The male's much bigger than the female, obviously, but just to give you an idea, I'll put my hand here. I mean, this is a pretty big sized tortoise. And it's unfortunately still living inside, and I haven't built the outdoor enclosure yet. I gotta I gotta basically drop the hammer and do it, but my sprinkler guys that are doing it are charging me a lot of money, so I've been exploring alternatives. But these guys definitely need to be around outside. I mean, they need to get some exercise, walk around. They need to be able to graze, you know. Once again, the other thing here is, you know, in Cape Coral here, we have predators in this area here because we have it's like wildlife, and got to be careful. Oh, look at them. They're actually, I know you. Yeah, I know you too. I really should be soaking them right now. When you soak these tortoises, they poop like crazy. It's like automatic poop. We'll put them in Pablo's tub over there, and we'll let them sit in some water for 10 minutes. They'll drop 20 loads of poopies. Right, guys? We'll clean you off a little. All right, my albino sulcattas, they have their new clean little enclosure here. Although I think they already peed in the water bowl. They like their water. And you guys are gonna have your own outdoor enclosure soon enough. As soon as I figure out how I want to do it. But you're nice and clean now, so enjoy your nice cocoa blocks enclosure. I put some nice Timothy hay in here for you guys to eat. This one's digging. They love to dig. That's why outside you have to make sure that they can't dig under your retaining fence, because they will escape. They're very, very good diggers. And they like when you rub their shell. They can definitely feel it. There's no doubt about that. You guys have fun. Fish tank is looking really good. I just did a little water change, although there's still some algae on the bottom of the tank. I got it off the sides. And my plants have died off, a lot of them. You know what happens here? In the summer, it gets so hot in my garage that the water temperature is like insane. It's amazing that the fish actually can live through the water temperature. I actually have to put ice cubes in the water to try to cool it down. And what happens is it gets so hot that it kills the plants, and we get these algae blooms that bloom up everywhere. But my fish are doing good. The 3 angels are still alive. The discus. Discus like warm water, and I guess the angels obviously can handle it too, because any other fish that would have been in here, my clown loach even died, which was sad because he was alive for a long time. I think he couldn't take it with the warm water. It's just too hot in here, but fish are doing good and eating well. I'm surprised I haven't seen these angelfish breed unless they're all males, which is possible because they all have like little humps on their head. I don't know. I would have thought I would have had at least one. I thought that was a female actually, and that these two were males, but maybe we'll get some breeding action. I got to get more discus fish. That's really what I need. I'm always afraid to put like little fish in with the bigger ones. The tank's not that big, but I might risk it at some point. We'll see. Diamond pythons are doing well. Sun's down right now. It's not quite 90 degrees, but it is no bright sun, and you can see one of my females is out getting a little sun, and the male is kind of like up under the hide box there, just chilling out. They like to climb. Even that little guy has no problem climbing these branches and getting to where he wants to go. I believe the other female's up in the hide box someplace, and all is good in the world, so everyone's happy. They love the space, they love the climbing, they love that they can kind of like thermoregulate. When Peter Birch was here, he was like surprised that diamond pythons do well outside here in Southwest Florida, or South Florida at all, because it's really hot, but it cools down, and we get cool days in the winter. But Tom Crutchfield, he's more south than I am, and his do great, and they breed every year. Oh, look at him open his mouth up. Or her mouth up, I should say. Pretty cool. She's smiling for the camera. Oh, we love that. Catch it. Nope. Bad angle. There we go. Look at that mouth. That's it. There's my shot. There's my cover shot. I wonder if you guys can figure out what this snake is. I haven't looked at this guy in a while, and I pulled it out. I said, what the heck is this? I said, it looks like an IMG blood to me. This is a leopard. It's het blood, possibly het albino as well, but it comes from the Orangeasm pastel line. Look at how red this thing is, but it's got like black, dark reds in it. Beautiful little boy. This litter was great. I've shown you this litter before, but I haven't looked at this guy in a while. Look at that. That's one of the nicest leopards I've ever seen. It almost looks mandarin belly a little bit too, to me. But that Orangeasm has really done some amazing things. So this could be potentially jungle too, I'm not sure. But I really like the way this looks. I'm gonna show you some of the other babies in that litter. And here's another leopard from that same litter, but you can see this one's much darker, but also a lot less pattern also than a typical leopard would have. And there's no motley in this. It's really dark. It's got a lot of, burnt reds in it. Let's see if we can lift it up here without getting bit. You see, look at all those reds underneath it. And that's that Orangeasm that just expresses itself differently in different snakes because it's a line-bred trait. This is het blood, of course, and possible het albino as well. This one is a male as well, little boy. Look at that. That's just like a really, really nice looking. There's a lot you can do with leopard. I think that there is some people that did some amazing stuff with leopard, but I think we're just getting warmed up with what's going to be seen in the future with leopard and different combinations going into it. I mean, let's go and look at the het leopards that we have, the labby het leopards. Those are crazy too. Look at this little insane little girl. I think this is a motley labyrinth, 100% het leopard. Possible het albino. Look at that. Look at that beauty. That's the leopard influence. Man, we love Labby. I know, I love Labby. We all love Labby, right? And but look what that het leopard does to it. I don't even know if there's motley in here, to be honest with you. Might be. Looks a little motley on the tail there, but that het leopard is really interacting really, really nicely with the het leopard. Almost the way, that's why, you know, it's, I don't know, these are the nicest looking labyrinths I've seen. All right, look at this little beauty. Unbelievable. I can't get over how amazing these are looking. This, I believe, is definitely motley labby het leopard. And, you know, I just knew that a very heavily patterned morph like leopard would work really good with labyrinth morph. I just knew it was going to, and obviously motley interacts with the het leopard. You only need one copy, and this right here is proof. I know I keep saying it, I sound like a broken record, but one copy of leopard is visual, and that's why you cannot call leopard a recessive trait. We should make a concerted effort in the boa community to start calling leopard an incomplete dominant, and if we have two copies of leopard, which we know right now are calling the visual leopard, we'll call that super leopard, just like they do in ball pythons. I don't know why we're still sticking to the stupid convention of calling leopard recessive, especially when we know that it's allelic to the black gene in Costa Rica, and it's allelic to onyx, which is from Honduras. So, and those are both incomplete dominants. So I don't get it, but you know, stupidest shit has happened before. Just look at how that interacts. That is just gorgeous. And we'll show you one more really cool. This is the hypo gene with the labby, with the het leopard. And you can see it's much lighter. We have oranges now in here, and we have less pattern because hypo takes away pattern in addition to removing melanin. Look at how cute that guy is. Really, now these guys all ate, so I don't really want to bother them too much, but I wanted to just show you because I think it's worth noting. All right, we'll finish off today with one final amazing leopard. This is an albino leopard of the orange jasm line. And so there's an orange jasm pastel in here. There might even be jungle in here. One of the nicest albino leopards I've ever seen. This has got his het blood, and super, showing you this little girl before, and she just is another perfect example of why leopard is so cool. You see all that pattern, all that contrast, even in albino. In albino, usually you lose some of that, you know, because it takes away all the melanin, but you can see all the different shades of oranges in here, and she's just got crazy looking pattern too. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today here at Palumbo's Pythons and Boas. I hope you agree with me. We need to change the name of the leopard gene, and we got to make it an incomplete dominant. We got to call the leopard the single copy leopard, and we'll have a super leopard, which would be the two copies of the leopard that we normally think of as leopard now. It only makes sense. You can see that the single copy leopard interacts with other genes. It makes the snake completely look different. It's allelic to onyx and black gene, and you know what? Those are incomplete dominant traits. They've always have been. So why is leopard, which is allelic to them, also not? If onyx in single copy and black gene in single copy can be visually seen and noticed, that's why they're incomplete dominants, then so should leopard. All right, I did my rant, I think, for the week. And hopefully, if you guys agree with me, put it in the comments below. If you don't, let me know why. Let's keep the discussion going. If you like what you're seeing, you know what to do. Show me the love. Hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications, hit that like button. I'll see you back tomorrow morning.